Oh, hey guys, it's Alan at Boss Fan. And today I want to take a moment and go over some smaller pickups that I've had to start 2025. One thing I've noticed about myself is that I either tend not to show off stuff until I have a huge stack and then I rush through it and don't really appreciate the cards. And two, I focused a lot on bigger pickups and not the smaller stuff that I appreciate. And trying to get back to one of the reasons why I make these videos. It's to document my collecting journey, particularly for my kids, should they want to go back and see why dad has all this stuff and what they meant to him. So I have four smaller pickups. Nothing costs more than $15, all on eBay. And I just wanted to go through, show them off. Yeah, woo, I got these cards, but also kind of talk about why I like them, why they're part of my collection now. And actually take a moment to enjoy kind of the small stuff, which I don't think that I do personally well enough or as much as I'd like to. So we'll set up the stands there. They're not even, they're falling, whatever. All right, so first one on my list is the 1968 Topps Carl Yastrzemski. Can we get to focus? There we go. This might be my favorite Yaz card. Now, his 63s are beautiful, both the Fleer and the Topps. His 60 Topps is iconic, but you know, the photo in it, meh. I love his 76 Topps, but I just like the picture on this one. It's cropped almost perfectly. I would have liked to see his hands there. It's just got a nice image, the Red Sox logo, the Boston logo, his strong arms. This also came the year after his Triple Crown season. So presumably, though, not for certain, Topps would have taken this picture in the spring of 67, which is extremely meaningful for Red Sox fans. Overall, it's just a great picture. Now, the card I picked up, not perfectly centered, but not to the point where it bothers me at all. So this was high on my list in terms of building my Yaz PC up. I realize I've been lacking in picking up his cards over the years, and I've got a long way to go. People like Mike Junkwax Hero and Picker Jim have really gotten me like, hey, I got to kind of pull some of the Yaz strings here. I kind of underappreciated him, I think, in my collecting, where he's bookended by two kind of transcendent, in my eyes, players. He's got Ted Williams before him. He put up a super great career, but then after him, you know, towards my era of collecting, we had Pedro and Ortiz here, and those have been kind of the two. You know, they won championships. Ortiz is a master postseason player. And yeah, it's just, for me, just kind of got left in the middle in terms of Red Sox legends. So I'm trying to kind of backtrack and pick up. And so glad to pick up this card. Really nice condition. I think it was just over $15. The back is really nice, very bright. Sorry for the glare. The one thing I find interesting, and this is just me, but I like this because it shows his Triple Crown season. So 326 average led the league, 121 on RBIs led the league, 44 home runs led the league. So I love the fact that it shows that stat as his last stat. But I just found it interesting that the typeface on all his stats for 67 are just off by like one or two spaces. Bring it in a little closer. So who was ever typing up this card, I'm sure it was at some point just typewriter, maybe missed a space there. Like, just not aligned, and I just think that's interesting. Just one of those random things that Topps did. No kind of error or misprint or anything like that. I just think it was pretty cool. And here, of course, it mentions the MVP. And I go back and forth on wanting the actual card of the year that they won the MVP or the next year where it shows that stuff, as you'll see in a minute. For Yaz, I wanted the year after. I think 68 is more of an iconic card for him. I'm not too high on the picture of the 67 Topps. Obviously, it's on my list. So that was my first pickup. Really glad to add that to the PC. Other than his rookie, it's probably my favorite Yaz card that I have. Next up is the Bobby Thompson 1951 Bowman card. Now, I wanted this for the exact opposite reasons of Yaz. So this is his 1951 card, the year that he hit his famous home run. Bowman, of course, has the 52 where it mentions that home run, but I wanted the 51 the year that he hit it because that was such an iconic moment in baseball. And I don't know about you guys, but when I was growing up, if something big happened in baseball, I would then go searching through my cards for cards of that player. So when the big one for me was Francisco Cabrera when he beat the Pirates with that walk-off single, the first thing I did was I went through all my cards looking for any Francisco Cabrera cards I had. And I found a couple of his 1990 rookies, and I was just psyched. And I found his 91 Topps, and it was on my desk for a while until I realized it doesn't actually really add any value. But I imagine that when he hit that home run, kids were going around trying to pull out their 1951 Bobby Thompson cards. And that's what they wanted to show off because he had hit that home run. And this is the card they would have been trying to look for through their stack, you know, if it was in a box or filled with rubber bands. Card that I picked up fits my needs, dinged corners, I don't care. Centering pretty decent. I love the image on this. It's a really good likeness. It's the full body kind of action image. His 52's really up close. His 52 tops, I don't think really looks like him very much, so that kind of took it out. But I did want to add a Bobby Thompson. I've also had some success with him through the mail when he was living. I have a couple notes from him. In my sports room, I had a little setup with a picture of his home run and the notes that he sent displayed. So I have a soft spot for Bobby Thompson. Here's the back, pretty clean. I love the 51s, 52s as well, for that matter. And I also liked it because at first I thought that right there in the outfield was the unique center field piece of the Polo Grounds. I thought, hey, that'd be really cool to have a Polo Grounds card. And then I realized, well, the seats, the double deck comes all the way around, and I thought, this must not be the Polo Grounds. Where the heck is it? I used AI, couldn't figure it out. And on Net54, I was able to find the original photo. This is the Polo Grounds. Those are the left field stands coming around. The unique office building and offices and clubhouses in center field are actually right here, and they've been airbrushed out of this picture. So this was taken at the Polo Grounds. Just they removed the unique feature of the center field for this card, but I've seen the actual picture. It's on Net54. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I looked up, I think that's number 39. I can't tell that player. If it was taken in 1949, the last name is Haas. I don't remember his first name. He was a first baseman. Or maybe I think it's I don't remember. I looked it up. And if it was taken in 1950, but this picture was used on his 1950 Bowman, it could be Sal Magli, but I believe it's a player by the last name of Haas. I think he had like a 2 WAR. He wasn't a huge player. And there's actually in the picture, there's like a cage or a screen right here. So they've airbrushed a lot out, but super cool looking card, home uniform. Really glad to add that. I think it's a beautiful picture, and it's my favorite Bobby Thompson card out there. And then the next two are Ted Williams card, Playing Days Ted Williams card. It's from the 1959 Fleer set. And it's technically Ted Williams Playing Days. It's vintage. And I think a lot of times this set is overlooked. And I think it's undervalued, not in the sense that people should be paying more for them, but I don't think a lot of attention's played to them because there's a lot of random cards in this set. But I think that if you take a careful examination of the set, you can find some really nice cards with really nice photos that you don't see necessarily. And so I've gone through, I've picked out like 5 or 6 that have really awesome photos that I want. Here's 2 of them. First one depicts when he hit 388 in 1957. He almost hit 400 again. And I like this card. It's an in-action photo, and it shows what he's famous for, his swing. So I just wanted it for that action photo of his swing, and that's mostly what I look for in the cards. I don't need Ted Williams catching a 3,000-pound marlin or whatever it is. I don't need, a picture of him playing stickball when he's a boy. I want the in-action cards that show great photos of a great Red Sox player. Back is pretty standard, kind of talks about it. We don't need to get into that. So I was glad to add this. It's on my short list of 59 Fleers. It is a Playing Days William. It is vintage, and it is a fabulous picture. And then the next one I picked up was the 1941 All-Star Hero card. He hit a walk-off home run at Briggs Stadium in the All-Star game that year. And I think this is an iconic photo, at least as a Red Sox fan. It's him crossing home plate. That hand is Joe DiMaggio's hand. He shook Joe DiMaggio's on base, was there to greet Williams when he rounded third base, came home. There is another player here that's airbrushed out of this photo. And then I think there might have been the umpire back there. But that is Joe DiMaggio right there. So I've got a Joe DiMaggio hand card in addition to the Ted Williams card. I've gone back and watched the video of this, and I wish 59 Fleer had used still pictures of his swing when he's hitting that home run. There is film footage of it because he puts an absolutely beautiful swing on the ball. Full extension, it's an awesome video. I'd suggest you go watch it. And that would have made for an absolutely incredible card. But nonetheless, this is the picture we got. And I think it is a great picture. I'm also a sucker when you see the full Red Sox or the full Boston on the jersey. You've got the hat there. So I think I'm good with the 59 Fleers, except for the 1946 All-Star Game card. Actually, a full swing picture of him hitting a home run, and that's still on my list. But if you're a Williams collector, vintage collector, if you dig through the 59 set, you know, there are some really beautiful cards in that set, and the whole thing might not be for you because there's some random stuff in there. They made the whole set obviously about Ted Williams, but there are some really nice shots. A lot of times the white border around here is quite toned, so that's normal, but you can get them pretty decent shape for a really, really cheap price, $20 and under for most cards. So if you're looking for cheap Williams, if you're okay not necessarily just going after tops, and you look at the set and just take 10 minutes, 15 minutes to peruse it, you can find some really nice images of cards and really beautiful photographs that, you know, I think are Ted Williams cards worth owning. So those are my 4 smaller pickups. Each one has a unique place in my collection, and each one was picked up and chosen deliberately to fit my collection because I liked the image and different things about the cards. And I hope I'm able to convey that. And that's my goal going forward, is when I pick up cards, like, you know, I might pick up some Hall of Famers and rookie cards and stuff. And it's kind of obvious why you pick those up. You know, I'm a Hall of Fame collector, I'm a vintage collector, I'm a rookie card collector. But I also want to make sure that I kind of demonstrate, and I haven't been great about this, but my passion and like why I'm picking these cards up, why I think they fit my collection, why I want them, and why I want them to be part of my giant hoard of baseball cards. So hopefully I was able to do that this video. It's kind of my goal for 2025 is do better at showing you why I want these cards. Why are they important? What do they mean to me? And hopefully, you know, get some discourse around that, maybe let you guys, you know, stir something up in you where you might look at not necessarily the 51 Bobby Thompson card, but look at the 51s a little differently. You know, what's in the background? What images, you know, are you interested in it? And give you guys a little bit of insight in how that works in my mind. So that was the goal today. I think I captured it pretty well. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Are you guys into the 59 Williams cards? Do you have any favorites in that set? What do you think of the 68 Yaz? Is that one of his better cards, or am I way off base? And then 51 Bobby Thompson, would you rather that or the 52 Bowman that actually talks about his home run on the back? Love to know it. Love to hear from you guys. But until next time, folks, keep collecting, keep having fun. Adios, amigos.